at practice. Happy with where we are right now. It's rebound week, and we made a lot of mistakes last week, so there's a lot of corrections to get through this week, and I think I like where we are. It's going to be a big challenge. I mean, Georgia Tech is no slouch. They're a great football team. I'm impressed with, the more tape you watch, the more you go, golly. We know it's been a ball game every time we played them. It won't be easy. 2 wins, we've come down to kicking field goals, and time possession is critical. We all know that. Keeping it out of their hands and keeping it in ours is critical. So our offense has to, move the chains, and our defense has got to get off the field. Those are 2 critical things. So big game, ACC #1, and our kids are cranked up for it. So, questions?
Pat, one area where they have kind of struggled this year and previous years is on the road for whatever reason. Watching film, is there anything you guys can identify as to why they don't play as well on the road, or is it something with the option or anything?
No, I'm worried about our guys defending their formations and our guys defending their front and coverage. I mean, it's that's all stuff we don't control. That's not my job. They're a good football team. I got a lot of respect for Paul Johnson and what they do, and maybe it's because they play really good teams on the road. I don't know. But I don't think there's much to it. It's just maybe luck, or just it's the way it's happened. I don't think there's anything to playing on the road, playing at home. It's a stadium. There's grass. It's 100 yards long. There's white lines. There's numbers, and there's hash marks. I mean, what else do you want in a football field? It should not be a factor either way.
When you guys played Georgia Tech last year, Pat, their running back Kervonte Benson had about 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. How much does his absence, based on what you see on film and from your experience playing them, how much does that affect them, and how much does that change your approach?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's funny, Craig, when you look at what this team does. Okay, this is what makes them good. You can go through the first game in 2015 that we've been in, and then you look at 16, look at 17. Paul Johnson's, he's a genius when it comes to offense football. He knows that. I mean, he knows his scheme so good, and he's the offense coordinator. Okay, it doesn't say it anywhere that he's the OC, but he's the guy making the calls. He runs out on the field, makes calls. He checks. I think he's a quarterback too. But he's so good. I mean, if you look just to, forget the first year. The second year they come out. We do a good job stopping the dive, the keep, and the pitch. So what did they go to? They started motioning, motion receiver and getting us outflanked by numbers, because they're all looking for numbers, and they ran the toss. And we couldn't stop the toss. So last year, what did we do? We stopped the toss. Okay, and all of a sudden, they found a different way to run the dive. Okay, I'm not going to get into specifics, but they just blocked it a little bit different. They felt like they had a beat on what we were doing, how we were doing it, and then they got the dive going. Okay, and Benson did a great job, and he's a great player. So what is it going to be this year? So we got to stop the dive. We got to stop so wherever you load your guys up, you put your little guys and you put them here, they put their guys there, and they know what they do. So they can tell there's 11 guys, and they strategically from the press box are seeing where our guys are, and they know where their angles are. That's the difficult thing. That's why nobody really stops that, because they kind of go, oh, you doing that today? Okay, we do this. They know what their answers are. But Benson's a great player, but their system is built. They got another guy to step up behind him, just like they did. Tobias, he didn't. That guy came in, at backup quarterback, and 3 straight touchdowns. So they got backups. They got athletes everywhere. That next guy, it's next man in. He's a good player too. He started the opener against Alcorn. He's a good player too. So they'll be ready. Sorry for the long answer, but that was a good question. I like that question. That was one of the best questions you have ever had.
Maybe you won't like this one as much.
Yeah,
you
probably. It's your question.
Probably, I'm sure you won't, but you guys are 0-2 the last 2 years, weeks after Penn State. Have you noticed anything about the team that might have led to that?
I didn't know that. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. No, I haven't noticed anything like that. Who are the opponents, I guess? Who are they?
Oklahoma State was one.
Oklahoma State was pretty good.
North Carolina was one.
And North Carolina was probably on a night game as well, right? I'm guessing. I think you're wrong on the North Carolina. I don't remember playing them that early, but again, it goes to we can go back to the you're 0-2 after that game. We can go to the road games. Is that what it is, or was it Oklahoma State was pretty good and was one of the top 10 team last year, and we weren't? I don't know. That's what I would say more is, and I don't know who that other team was, but I think if you start to look at all those those things, we could probably come up with a lot of things.
It wasn't, using all your emotion up, for that one game.
No, I hope not. I'll have lots of emotion. My emotion won't be used up.
You came off a 59-21 loss to Oklahoma State the week leading up to Georgia Tech last year. How much is this week different? Similar type of outcome at home, but you're going into conference play.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jerry's question. I mean, if you hadn't mentioned that and you hadn't mentioned it, I don't know. And if I don't know, do you think our kids really know or care? I mean, our focus is on Georgia Tech. We're not worried about what happened in 1952. I hate to tell you. And, our kids forgot last Saturday. I mean, our kids forgot a lot of things. They probably forgot what they ate for dinner last night. They forgot to do their homework. The dog chewed it up, whatever it may be. I think our guys are locked into Georgia Tech, and that's where they better be, or we'll have a problem Saturday because it won't be easy.
I'm sorry, you mentioned last year. I was going to say, you said you wanted to clean stuff up, obviously, but how much does what happened last Saturday even matter, given that Georgia Tech's offense is unique?
When you clean up offense, defense, there's, fundamentally there's a lot of things you can clean up, but even more than that, and maybe what I thought even more of is special teams. They're going to punt the football to us. We're going to have to, manage the football. They're going to kick off to us. So there's all the special teams that are all the same. The only thing different about Georgia Tech is what they do offensively. Defensively, they line up. They got 11 guys on the field, and the same thing when they punt, they kick off. They in the return game. So it's all the same there. So that's how to answer that.
And how much pressure does the option put on your offense, because you're not going to get as many possessions as you would in a typical game?
They don't get as many possessions. It's all the same. I think we had 15 possessions last week. It's been about 10 or 11, depending on turnovers. I mean, if there's turnovers, obviously there can be more possessions. They're shorter possessions usually. It doesn't put any more pressure on them. We know every possession in 10 is important, and we haven't said, hey guys, you're not going to have many this week, so you better make sure I hope they don't need to be told that, to know that when we have the ball, we want to score with it. That's our goal, is to score with the ball when we get it, regardless of how many times we get it.
Morris, he said he looks forward to matching up with that big number 54, having him on top of him all game. What have you seen out of that guy? Seems like he's been a perfect fit for them, switching to 3-4 where he. Yeah,
he's a beast inside. He's a space eater in there. He does a good job. He's been active, and we'll have to attack him, and it'll be a challenge. It'll be a challenge. And again, everybody's got that one-on-one. Jimmy's looking forward to that one-on-one. Everybody's looking forward to their one-on-one. There's one-on-one matchups all over the field that we've got to win. And if everybody wins their one-on-one, it can be a good day.
What has been Sean's emphasis with Kenny this week as they try to build from that game?
Just trying to, make sure Kenny knows, hey, you're not all by yourself out there. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but Kenny knows what he did and didn't do. That's the great thing. And Kenny will learn from his mistakes. I'm sure. I've talked about how consistent that guy is. There's nobody on our football team more consistent, and he wasn't consistent that night. Why? I think last week someone asked me the question, what's the difference in the two quarterbacks? Well, one's got a lot of experience and one doesn't have as much. And that's a major deal there. I mean, it's your first time playing in a rainy game. And Miami wasn't wet. Albany wasn't wet. It was wet. It was different. It's different. I don't care what what everybody talks about in the elements. I mean, you either played in it or you haven't. Whether it's at Heinz or away or practice, they're all different. So there's a learning curve there, I think, and not just for him, but any young guys. And you look at, we have some older guys, and we have 19 seniors, but you look at some of the spots that maybe we weren't as good as we wanted to be. There were some young people in those positions. First time holder, first time punter, second year snapper. Those are still young guys playing it. That was the rainiest game Cal's played in as well.
I'm sure you expect your wide receivers to step up this week. Did you see anything, or from anybody this week at practice, that gives you confidence that your receivers will step up?
It's a combination of the receivers, the protection, and the quarterback, Jerry. And quarterback. I mean, if you go back and watch the tape, there's some receivers that are open. We just got to get them the ball. And again, it was not a great night to throw the football, but we got to get it to them. We got to have patience in the pocket and all those things. So I think our receivers will step up. Did I see anything this week that tells me they're going to step up more than last week? No. So if that's any indication, we'll find out. But I thought they were good this week, and they got to make plays, and we got to get them the ball. We got to protect the quarterback.
Pat, because of the way last week played out, was there any extra time this week to special teams and trying to clean up some of those?
Yeah, we took extra time. We actually, made a little bit longer special teams periods. We had a little bit of emphasis later on, in practices, kicking, a few extra field goals, just, sudden change, let's go. You don't know what's coming, we're going. And, spot the ball at the 20-yard line, left hash, left middle, whatever it is, and kicked a few extra ones of those. And then had a little bit of extra special teams afterwards. Just kind of just get them together and get a little bit more emphasis. And I spent a little bit more time down there too, just making sure they were doing what I wanted them to do.
You've got 3 fifth-year senior linebackers plus Salim Brightwell has played against this defense, or against this offense twice now. How important is those guys' individual experiences when it comes to weeding out assignments in this?
Anytime you have the experience of playing it, and Quentin didn't play last year, he played a little bit the year before, not as much as you'd like him to. So Quentin will be the new guy in there. Elijah played it and can run. I mean, he made some great plays last year, just, chasing down the quarterback. I was like, oof. I mean, he looks fast when you watch it. I think he's bigger and faster this year. But, it's always a major advantage if you have those, those game reps. You've been there against this team before. And really everybody up front has, I believe, played against these guys. So it'll help us in the front seven. And it'll help us hopefully a little bit on defense. We got to get off the field. They're good. Let me tell you, they do good stuff.
I think, one thing we didn't ask you about from Saturday night was the coin toss. What happened there? I mean, did Dennis say he wanted to defer and the ref didn't hear him? Did he say he wanted the ball? Or there's been a lot of questions about this because it seemed like there was confusion.
There was confusion, and I don't know what it was. Usually, the head linesman, the same guy threw the flag is the same guy that asked me, what do you want to do? I said, we will defer. They know that. And then at halftime, he comes up and says, which end do you want to kick from? And I said, what does it matter? I told you where we wanted to defer, and you didn't help our guys, so why am I telling you? Okay, it was just an error out there. Kind of went the way the day did, I guess. So, when it rains, it pours. So that was a mistake there. In, young captains. It's, and again, I blame myself because I didn't get it done. I should have had, which again, I went through. This is how it goes. Week 1, they didn't have a choice to make. Albany won the toss and deferred, so you're taking the ball, and and we told them it didn't matter which way, whatever you guys want to do as far as where we receive the ball. This week, all of a sudden, we won the coin toss, and they're like the first time they had to make that decision. So part of growing up.
Kevin, you get the final question.
I wasn't even sure if they knew what defer. I said, you guys know what defer means. I mean, you just say you want to play offense or defense. That's it. That's all you have to say. They'll figure it out from there. Just tell me you want to play defense. That's my fault.
Your kids have talked about it being a one-week season, that there's a 24-hour period after a loss or a win to celebrate or get over the loss or win. You knew you had a tough non-conference schedule. You also knew that you followed Penn State with Georgia Tech and open the ACC play. How do you go about recalibrating and getting these kids, hey, this isn't just the next game, but this is the first ACC game. You know what the goal is. How do you go about that with your team?
Yeah, I think you don't change much. I mean, it's the routine. I mean, these kids are in a routine. I mean, nothing changes. If we'd say it's first ACC week and all of a sudden we go out there and do something different and shock their system, I think that's the wrong way to go about it. But it's really a routine that our kids go through. They know the routine every week. Okay, they're used to the routine, and you don't change what you do routine-wise during the week, I think.
Does that change the level of importance of the game, though? I mean, when you get to the ACC play, these all count.
They all count.
They all
I mean,
count a different way, though.
They all count, but now they don't count as one in that win column or one in that loss column. They really don't. I mean, they're all.
There's a different set of standards.
I mean, the opener is important because it's the opener. It's the first game of the season. We got to set the Penn State game big because it's a rivalry, but it's another game, and neither one of those games are going to affect the ACC. This is a big game but it's still a big game. I mean, you can't sit there and build either or any of these up any more than the others. You can identify what it is. This is an opener. This is a rivalry game. This is an ACC game. The next one's an ACC game, but I don't think you say one is bigger than the other. But you can say it's a rivalry game. You can't ignore that. You can say it's an opener, and I don't care who we're playing. We got to go out and dominate this game. And you can say this is the first ACC game, but our routine is going to stay the same, I think. And I think our kids would be, like, what is going on? We don't need to do that. So I think if they stay in the same routine, they know we're preparing the same for every game. We're not preparing for this game any different. We're not doing anything special for this game that we didn't do last week or the week before. And I think that's how you you kind of pull it together.
Is Kirk going to hold again, or can you not give that one to Paul?
Can't give that to you.